main. And I believe the SEV, I'm sure that, there you go, the Hellion might have well seen that Twilight Council and Dark Shrine, so he might know about that at this moment. I'm not entirely sure. It looks like he does, because he's making a straight beeline towards it with his air units. So what's the Protoss going to do about this? Doesn't look like he's going to be doing much with this Dark Templar. Can't really get it inside of the Terran's base because of the missile turret sitting behind the walling that the Terran has created, along with his barracks in the Marauder Marine, just to basically attack anything that comes in. Dark Templar don't have that much health. It's only 80 shield and 40 HP, so it's not really going to be able to breach through the supply depots and comfortably walk into the Terran's mineral line. So yeah, the poor Protoss is in a bad position here. He's going to lose his Twilight Council and his Dark Shrine by the looks of it, as well as that pylon. So that's only going to hold him back. Looks like Inka's going to be responding to that with an expansion. Yes, that's a natural thing to do, I guess. Since he can't make a Dark... Oh, he can make Dark Templar. If he... Is he going to? No, he's not got enough minerals for it. There we go, that was his last chance. Dark Templar have now been taken out. Oh well. Looks like he's going to be Immortals and probably Stalkers or Sentries from now on, or at least for the time being, until he can get himself back up to something new. Now we can see a Stargate has been built as well. That is pumping out Phoenix. The Phoenix are in response to the Terran's air units, but they're not the best units as it stands. So I'm assuming that the Protoss is going to need a fair few Phoenix for them to actually make any real difference in the fight that will be upcoming soon. Obviously there's going to be something going down. Maybe not actually. It looks like both players are quite content with just expanding their way through the entire map. Not really much contact has gone on so far. So it's a lot of sitting around by the looks of it. Got 2 Immortals, some Sentries, Zealots for the Protoss, and of course those Phoenix. Whilst the Terran is sitting on probably Marauders, Marines, and his air. Wherever his air snuck off to. Let's see if I can find out. Oh, where the hell did it go? How the hell did I lose all of his air units? Ah, there we go. I couldn't see the purple very clearly there next to the Selnaga Tower. That's actually quite a difficult colour to distinguish there on this map. I wonder if that's tactical thinking. Anyway, the Banshees are making their way to the left, getting out of the Protoss' sight, because the Terran saw it with the Selnaga Tower, the Protoss army coming in. Now this is a great time for the Terran to do some harass, but I'm pretty sure, yes he is, he's a little concerned by that Protoss army, as we can see, so he's going to be heading back to his natural to try and defend it. Now this is a good little setup with the Protoss. He's got a couple of mortars to bring down the bunkers quite quickly, so they won't be too much threat. And quite likely the Marauders as well, but he's going to be backing up a bit by the looks of it, because the Terran has brought back all of his air now, and the cloaked Banshees are making this difficult. What's this? We see the point defense drone. I'll explain that in a moment. I'll try and stay focused on the fight that's happening right now. You can see the Phoenix are beating off the Banshees, although they're not now that the point defense drone is absorbing all of the hits that the Phoenix are trying to do. Looks like the Protoss is probably going to just about win this little melee fight between the ground units, but it's going to lose the air one, that's for sure. Or is it? Nope. It's very, very even actually. It's a very close fight. The Terran player needs to be fighting by these point defense drones though. Or maybe not. Looks like he can get away without it. But the point defense drones, if you can see, there's a little circular circumference, and any unit that belongs to the Terran player that is inside that circumference basically has any sort of ranged attacks made against it absorbed by the point defense drone. The point defense drone can absorb 20 attacks, I believe. Let's see if I can find out. Is there a Raven nearby? I don't think there is. No, I can't find out, but I'm pretty sure it is 20 attacks. So 20 attacks from a Stalker would be 200 damage. So each point defense drone is going to absorb, say for example, 200 damage from a Stalker. So you can see it's actually very good. It's a very underrated unit or ability, the point defense drone, and I'm pretty sure we're going to be seeing a lot more of them in the future in top replays really. So yeah, we see a command center being made now by the Terran's natural. He doesn't need 2 of them for that natural, so obviously he's either going to be turning it into a planetary fortress to secure that natural and make it almost invincible, along with his air units to destroy any other air, and the planetary fortress to destroy any ground, really. They are very, very tough units. But no, I think he's most likely going to be moving the command center over to the 10 o'clock expansion area. So yes, we can see he's lifted up and landed it over here. So yes, Protoss meanwhile has already got his expansion by the looks of it. He's sitting quite tight here. He's got pylons, cannons. Yeah, he's even got drones here. This is all good for the Protoss so far. They've both basically come out of that fight even. I'd say the Protoss came off a little worse, to be honest, because it looks like the Terran has got more. We can see 118 food for the Terran player right now, 110 for the Protoss, back to the Terran 121, so yeah, it's still fairly even really. You know, the Protoss didn't come off too badly out of that. It's just his attack didn't really push further than through any units really, they just both lost all their units. So yes, they've entered a stalemate point really, which means that they're going to be sitting tight for the next few minutes, I'd imagine, at least, until both players feel quite secure before they can move out. Or have I said that too soon? What's this Protoss doing? He looks like he wants to edge out, but not quite. No, he's moving back. Never mind. We see another command center that must have been built whilst I was looking elsewhere. Is flying over now to the 3 o'clock position. Wow, this Terran is starting to expand all over the shop. It's a little greedy, because he hasn't quite fully saturated all of his minerals yet. I say that. I think he can afford this expansion, but he could have afforded to put a few more minerals, SCVs on the minerals here before going for that 3rd expansion, but never mind. We can see another fight is going to kick off here. Protoss wants to put a bit more pressure down. Missile turrets going up. That's an interesting one. Maybe just a scout. Yes, it looks like it. Missile turrets are up in the center there to stop any sort of expansion that's going up in this area. Maybe the Terran suspected there was going to be expanded by the Protoss in those areas. So Guardian Shield is up. That's going to reduce all damage, range damage taken by all Protoss units within its vicinity by 2. So that's always a good ability. Now this is really kicking off. Can you see all these lasers going off? The orange lasers. That's basically the Protoss's fire going against the point defense drones, being absorbed by the point defense drones. So, wow, look at that. Those point defense drones have basically gone and won that fight. It's quite comfortable to say that, to be quite frank, because we saw so many orange lasers fly in all directions there. It's, yes, this is very bad for the Protoss. He's completely going to have to retreat here. He's got an observer here, so he can keep the pressure on the Banshees. The Phoenix, which means the Banshees are going to have to retreat because there doesn't look like there's that many Vikings to keep the Phoenixes off the Terran's case. No, that was not a great idea. The Phoenix is going to be retreating though, so the Terran might want to invest in a few more Vikings rather than just mass Banshees, just to keep his Banshees alive. You know, stick with the original plan, which was getting a bit of a mix. But he started to go hardcore Banshees, which isn't necessarily a bad thing. Can be good.